Chapter 38, Zoey Always. I'm standing outside Zoey's front door, tapping my wiffle bat against the side of my head. I know I have to go inside, and I will go inside, but I'm still psyching myself. Grace drove me here, and on our way up the driveway, I told her I needed a second before going in because it was less than 15 minutes ago that the bus had dropped me off at home from school, and Grace had showed up, unannounced, to tell me she was taking me to see Zoey because what's going on between Zoey and me had gone on long enough. This front door flies open. "Are you coming in or not?" Grace says, and when I don't answer right away, she locks her arm in mine and pulls me in. "Someone's here to see you," she announces, dragging me into the kitchen. "Hi, Silas," Dolores says. She's sitting at the kitchen table wearing her work clothes and checking a camera lens. "You're here to see me?" "No, not you," Grace answers. "The moody one outside." "Good." Dolores stands up and kisses my cheek. "I'm shooting a 50th anniversary party this evening, and I needed to be out the door 5 minutes ago." "Have fun," I say. Grace still has me by the arm, and with her free hand, she slides open the door to the back deck. Zoe's sitting cross-legged and barefoot on one of the tan lounge chairs by the wooden planter boxes. She's got her orange and blue FC Cincinnati mini soccer ball in her lap and a large ball jar of iced tea on the metal end table beside her. "Sit," Grace says, unhooking my arm and pointing me to the other chase lounge. "Talk." She heads back in and shuts the sliding door. All of a sudden, Zoey and I are alone. "What are you doing here?" she asks. "What do you mean?" I say. "I mean, what are you doing here? Grace came to get me, and—" "Grace drove you here," she says. More statement than question. "Of course she did." "I'm sorry, Zoey," I say. "I never should have said those things about you. I still can't believe I did." Zoey looks at me but says nothing. "I'd do anything to take it back," I say. "I really would. I hope—" "What'd you bring that for?" She points to the bat across my knees. "In case things went bad?" "Samaj," I say, holding it up. "She was in my room when Grace showed up. I saw the way she was looking at my bobbleheads, so I decided to take it with me. My bobbleheads are my bobbleheads." Zoe double dimple smiles, and I can't begin to explain how great it feels seeing her double dimple smile. I knew I missed it, but I didn't realize how much I missed it until now. "I'm really sorry, Zoe," I say. "I'm sorry too," she says, tossing her soccer ball from her hand to hand. "What do you have to be sorry for? I wasn't a good friend." "You weren't a good friend? I was the one who lied about how you and I were—" "No, Silas," she cuts me off. "I wasn't a good friend. When you first told me, I made it seem like I was okay with it and nothing had changed, but that wasn't true." "Zoe, you don't need to. It did change things," she says. "For me, it did, but it shouldn't, and I know it shouldn't, and it won't. But when you told me it did, and it has. Is this making any sense?" I shrug. "Maybe. It's different when it's real, Silas. I know how I'm supposed to react because it's not supposed to make a difference, and it doesn't. It really doesn't, but it does. When you first find out, it does make a difference. When it involves you, it's confusing. I know it shouldn't be, and I don't want it to be, and—" She covers her mouth. "Grace told me I was going to be a horrible friend, and she was right." "Grace?" "I didn't tell her. I kept my promise, but she knows." "Remember how I told you she once asked me if you were gay?" I smile. "Yeah, I think I remember you saying something about that. I thought you would." She double dimple grins again. "Well, on Sunday, after the last Bye-Bye Birdie, we were hanging out, and we hadn't hung out in the longest time because of the show and all. She started asking what was up between us, so we started talking, and then I asked her if she remembered a while back asking me." Zoe stops and touches my knee. "I swear that's as far as I got." I never finished the sentence. She guessed it. I flip my hair. "That sounds like Grace," I say. "She went off on me, Silas," Zoe says. "Like, seriously went off on me. Even after I told her what you did." She stands up and starts juggling the soccer ball with her bare feet. "Don't get me wrong. She thought what you did was awful. But she said what I did was even worse. You're going through like the hardest thing you've ever done, and you chose to tell me. You came out to me, Silas. You told me you were gay, and then a few days later, I'm telling you I hated you and never wanted to speak to you again. But only because It doesn't matter," Zoe says. "I'm your best friend, Silas. What kind of friend does that? I wasn't there for you when you needed me. Best friends don't do that no matter what." "Did you ever almost tell anyone about me?" "Never." "Not even Ben?" I reach for her tea. "Never." She catches the ball. "I would never do that to you. I would never do that to anyone." I take a sip and put it back down. "I still can't believe I never realized you and Ben were in the same robotics club." I pick up the bat and motion for her to pitch the ball. She underhands it to me, but the ball is heavier than the bat, and even though I swing hard, the ball goes straight down. Nice hit. Zoey traps the ball with her heel, flips it up, and starts juggling again. Do you know how Grace found out we had a fight? How? Miss Washington told her about the argument we had in class. The ball hits off the side of her knee and bounces toward the steps at the end of the deck. I pop off my chair and grab it before it rolls onto the lawn. I went to see Ben after school on Monday, Zoey says, sitting down on the top step. You waved at me when you walked into class on Monday. I sit down beside her. Almost waved. We both laugh, and I can't begin to explain how great it feels to laugh with Zoey again, because I knew I missed laughing with her, but I didn't realize how much I missed laughing with her until now. Grace took me to Ben, Zoey says. How do you know where he lives? We sometimes drive him home from robotics, she says. He never missed a practice or game, I say. He got to a few practices late, but everyone does. Maybe that's why I never realized we were in the same robotics club. I shrug. Who knows? I didn't know Malik would be there, she says. I didn't even know they were friends. Ben told me Malik was there. She bumps my shoulder. You never told me how cute he was. I give her a look. Well, he is cute, right? She dimples and bumps me again. Kinda, sorta? Kinda, sorta, I say softly. I smile weirdly because everything about Zoey saying that to me feels weird, even though it shouldn't feel weird. Malik came up with the Sandlat idea, she says. He knew that Grace let you borrow the outfits. He asked if we still had them, and when I said yes, he came up with the idea. That sounds like Malik, I say. I breathe. It's all happening so fast, Zoey. My whole life is different now. All of a sudden, everything is different, and it gets more different every day. I look at her, but then at the same time, nothing's changed. You sound very drama queen right now, she says, double dimpling. I can say that now, you know. I smile weirdly again. I guess. Yes, I can say that now. That was very drama queen. She touches my arm. Just so you know, I knew you were gay before you told me. What? She's still double dimpling. I did. Zoey, I'm not ready to joke about. You fart rainbows, she says. I laugh. I can't help it. It's true, she says. Everyone knows gay kids fart rainbows. Multicolored farts are the universal sign of queer kids. I stare. She said the word queer. She knows I noticed. Jack will? I say, what? I pick up the mini soccer ball from the step between us and trace my fingers along the blue border of the FC Cincinnati logo. Promise not to laugh, I say without looking up. No way, she says. I'm not promising that. I half smile. Jack will? I say again. That's how I knew for sure. What do you mean? Last year they always showed the movie Wonder during indoor recess, and every time we watched it, yeah? I look up. Every time we watched it, I wanted to hold Jack Will's hand. I breathe. When we were sitting at your kitchen table the other day, you asked me when I knew. That's when I knew for sure. Zoey dimple grins. That's awesome. Thanks, I say. Jack Will was pretty cute in that movie. She takes the soccer ball from me. Not as cute as Malik, but he was pretty cute. It's so weird hearing her say that about Malik to me, but at the same time, it's not weird at all. The Renegades have a new team handshake, I say. A double high five. I hold up my hands. She puts the soccer ball between her knees and smacks them both. One for the Renegades, I say, and one for Glenn Burke. They know about Glenn Burke? I told them, I say. Seriously? That he invented the high five, not that he was gay. And good for you, Silas, she says. She squeezes the ball with the heels of her hands. I mean it. That's awesome you told them. Before the start of every game, I say, we're going to have a high five line, and every time we do it, I'm going to take a second to think about Glenn Burke, because my high five for Glenn Burke isn't only because he invented the high five. My high five, he was first. Glenn Burke deserves a high five. Awesome, Silas. I reach into my pocket and pull out a couple of the high five stickers. Here, I say, handing them to her. Haley made these. Wow, she drew these? She's getting so good. Really good, I say. You told her about Glenn Burke? Only about the high five. Zoey peels one off its paper and sticks it to the soccer ball. I found a bunch of them stuck to my bulletin board the other day, I say. She had no idea how much it meant to me seeing them. Haley's pretty awesome. Sometimes, I say. I rub my eyes with both palms. I'm going to tell my mom. You are? Silas, that's... Not now, and maybe not. I will tell her. She'll be next. I think you should, Zoey says. Erica is so cool. You don't have to live with her. I know she's cool, Silas. She bops me on the head with the ball. I duck away. I gasp. No, she is. Erica is so cool, and you know it. Say it. I'm not saying it. She bops me harder. Say it. I block the ball. My mom is cool. My mom is cool. I stand up. Happy now? Now that wasn't so difficult, was it? She gets up and plants the ball in my chest. Can I ask you a favor? I place my hands over hers. Will you help me? Will you help me with my coming out video? Yes, she throws the ball into the air. I'd love to. I'm not posting it on YouTube or anything, I say. I just want to make one for the future me to watch someday. That's awesome, Silas, but I don't want to make it yet. Whatever you want, Silas. She puts her hands on my shoulders. You decide. And let me be the one to ask you about it, okay? Don't ask me about it. When I'm ready to make it, you'll be the first to know. I squeeze her fingers. I promise. I'll help you under one condition. Uh-oh, I say. Uh-oh is right, she says. We need to sing. I need me some karaoke. What do you want to sing? I ask. She double dimple grins. Why are you smiling like that? Is this the uh-oh part? She takes my hand and starts dancing toward the door. Are these like the gayest songs you can think of? I ask. She squeezes my hand and lifts our arms. You know it.